From the very first moment, she realized she was standing alone in the middle of a life she once thought was perfectly planned. Ayesha felt the kind of heartbreak that drains the color from everything. The night her relationship ended, she walked home under a sky that looked like it was holding back its own tears, feeling the silence more deeply than the breakup words that still echoed in her head. She had imagined forever with a man who didn't even fight for her. She had imagined loyalty from a heart that had already drifted away long before she noticed. And as she reached her gate, with her phone buzzing with messages she no longer wanted to read, she felt a strange emptiness, as if the universe had snatched away something she thought she couldn't live without, only to prepare her for something bigger, something hidden behind the pain, something she couldn't see yet. If you believe in kindness, healing, second chances, and the magic of unexpected love, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support truly helps this channel grow. For weeks after the breakup, Ayesha moved through life like a shadow. Her mornings were quiet, her evenings slower, her nights heavy with thoughts she tried to outrun but couldn't. It wasn't just the end of a relationship, it was the collapse of a version of herself she had built around someone else. She had given her ex, Saad, the best she had, her patience, her time, her small joys, her big dreams. And in return, she received excuses dressed as affection and promises that came with expiration dates. His best friend, Zayan, had been around during their relationship, but mostly in the background, polite, reserved, always watching without interfering, always noticing more than he ever said. He had a quiet presence, the kind of person who stayed gentle even when life wasn't. Ayesha didn't know why she suddenly kept bumping into him after the breakup. Maybe fate was shifting the pieces. Maybe kindness recognizes those who need it. The first time they met unintentionally was at a grocery store. She looked tired, her eyes slightly red, her shoulders slumped under unseen weight. Zayan noticed instantly, offering a simple nod, not pity, not curiosity, just acknowledgement. That tiny moment of being seen, without judgment, softened something inside her. She didn't talk much, just returned a half smile before walking away. Days turned into weeks, yet life kept placing them in each other's paths. At a bookstore, at the university cafeteria, outside the post office, each meeting unexpected, each exchange brief but warm. Ayesha was surprised by how easy it felt to breathe around him. He never asked about the breakup, never tried to dig into wounds she was ready to show, never acted like he was supposed to fix anything. Instead, he offered small gestures. A chair pulled out for her, a coffee silently placed in front of her when she looked too tired. A soft comment about the weather that somehow lightened her day. She noticed how calm he was, how respectful, how different from the chaos she had just escaped. It wasn't romantic, not yet. It was something simpler, a quiet presence that didn't demand anything, a gentle reminder that life hadn't given up on her. The turning point came on a rainy afternoon when Ayesha's car broke down on the side of a busy road. She stood there, frustrated, soaked, and on the verge of crying again when a familiar car stopped beside hers. Zayan stepped out, an umbrella in his hand, and without a single question simply held it over her head. In that moment, something in her broke, not a painful break, but a release, like exhaling after holding her breath for too long. He drove her home that day, and she felt a strange safety she hadn't felt in years. She didn't realize until later that destiny often introduces the right people through small inconveniences. Zayan slowly became her confidant. In long, warm paragraphs of time, she found herself sharing memories, fears, dreams she had buried. She told him her insecurities, how her ex made her feel unimportant, how she had forgotten who she was, while trying to be enough for someone who never saw her. She cried once, quietly, thinking he might pull away, but he didn't. He just listened, and sometimes that's all a wounded heart needs. People around them started noticing the change in Ayesha. Her eyes regained their spark, her laughter returned gradually, her shoulders relaxed. She started dressing like herself again. Colors returning to her wardrobe, energy returning to her steps. She took up drawing again, something she had abandoned while prioritizing a love that took too much and gave too little. Zayan encouraged her passions without even trying. He simply appreciated who she was without expectation. Their connection deepened naturally, like two pieces of a puzzle, finally finding each other after being misplaced for too long. But just when life seemed to be aligning, an old shadow returned. Sad reached out. Regret, he claimed. Loneliness, he confessed. He wanted her back, insisted they could fix things, said he missed the comfort she brought into his life. It shook her. A part of her, the part that once loved him deeply, trembled under the weight of memories. She felt confusion creeping back. Was she ready to start something new? Was she being unfair? Was she making a mistake? Zion didn't try to influence her decision. He stepped back silently, respecting her process even if it meant risking his own heart. But that distance felt heavy. Ayesha suddenly realized how much his absence now hurt, a quiet ache, soft but unmistakable. She compared the way Saad made her feel with the way Zion did. One drained her, the other nurtured her. One took her for granted, the other valued her without claiming any right to her. And it was in that clarity that she finally understood. Love isn't about familiar history, it's about present comfort and future peace. She chose herself first, the most important choice, and in choosing herself, she also chose the one who made her feel whole without even trying. She told Saad that she had healed from the relationship, not because she wanted to return to him, but because she was finally free from the version of herself that once accepted pain as love. She thanked him for the lessons, wished him well, and walked away with calm confidence. The next evening, she found Zion sitting quietly on a bench in a park they often visited. His expression was thoughtful, maybe unsure where he stood in her life. She sat beside him, close enough that their shoulders nearly touched. She didn't need dramatic declarations or poetic confessions. Her presence was enough for him to understand everything she wasn't yet saying out loud. The moment felt warm, like fate had taken its time but finally delivered what was meant to be. No fireworks, no dramatic scenes, just two souls quietly aligning. Their bond grew into a love that felt healing, steady, and deeply respectful. Zion never rushed her, never tried to fill the spaces she needed time for, but instead built new ones with her, full of trust, laughter, and the kind of emotional intimacy she once thought existed only in stories. They supported each other's dreams, respected each other's boundaries, and grew individually while growing together. Ayesha often wondered how life had hidden such a rare heart behind the shadow of her past, only to reveal it when she was ready to deserve better. Months later, while standing on a quiet hill overlooking a sunset, she realized something beautiful. Her heart no longer hurt when she remembered her past. It didn't ache, didn't tremble, didn't wish things had gone differently. She felt grateful. Grateful that life had redirected her. Grateful that she had survived. Grateful that Zion had walked into her life exactly when she needed gentle, patient love. She finally understood that some hearts are placed in your life, not to test you, but to heal you. If this story touched your heart even for a moment, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating emotional stories like this one. Special request before you leave. Comment healing is beautiful to let us know you reached the end of this story with us. And so, Ayesha learned that sometimes destiny breaks your heart not to punish you, but to open door for someone who will love you the way you always deserved. Gently, honestly, wholeheartedly. Sometimes your ex's best friend doesn't just win your heart, he helps rebuild it.